Going on YouTube? I figured I'd make a quick video on what I have done with my X1 pocket bike. So, as you can tell, let me zoom out here. I'm putting, this is an X1, putting a 212cc instead of the crappy, well, can't really say crappy, but instead of the 49cc two-stroke that's on it, it's a 212 Predator from Harbor Freight. It's already stage 1 with a governor delete. In case people are running into the same issues or have questions on how to make one fit, I'll be covering that in this video. What I've done so far is to make sure that you don't flip, since when you hit the throttle, since the tire used to be about mid-range, pretty much right under your butt where you would sit, I extended that 6 inches so that way it's aligned with the back. So that way when you go and press the throttle, you don't flip, or you don't flip as much, since the weight will no longer be at the back of the tire. Well, on top of the tire, it'll be in front of the tire. What else? What else I did was, with the stock suspension that came on it, this little guy, once I extended it 6 inches, the part where you sit up here was just way too high to even be comfortable. So that used to be, it used to attach about right here and down here. So I had to weld in this piece of metal and make a custom bracket. Welds aren't the greatest because I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not a professional welder at all. But this is, I bought it off of Amazon, and it's a shock for a mountain bike. The rebound up here, you can see that right there. The rebound surprisingly actually does work. I reinforced the frame. This part and this piece down here was absolute garbage. It was bent, it was cracked. So reinforce that to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. Now I've done a little bit of research. Can't really find that many videos on people putting the 212 on a pocket bike. Doesn't matter, at least in-depth videos. Doesn't matter if it's X1, X7, X18, the super pocket bikes, any of them. You only kind of see the finished product. You don't really see the nitty-gritty and what has to happen to make them fit. So I figured I would make, like, I guess, a little video series on the progression and what all goes into actually making that fit. Now, with that being said, since the air filter is real close to the frame right there, and as you can tell, it's very, very close, I made this extension. This is 5 inches, and what that's pretty much going to do is it brings it out, and this is just my way of mounting it up. I still have to order the metal, but I'm going to have 2 1/4-inch plates, one welded to this right here, and another that is welded to this engine plate. Now, this engine plate has been modified. I have cut it down quite a lot. I did get it off GoPowersports.com. That is also where I got my Stage 1 kit. And what the Stage 1 kit is, if you're unfamiliar with it, it's this air filter. Let's see if oh, it is loose. So it comes with this adapter right here, that air filter. It also comes with the let's see, is this, no, that's not the package for it. It also comes with the proper jet, so that way you're not running too lean or too rich. It's the proper jet for it. The one thing I did not order with the Stage 1, because I'm just going to make it myself, is the exhaust. They do make custom exhausts, but since those are more for like mini bikes, I didn't know if that was gonna work, so I'm just gonna custom make one myself off of the original exhaust. Just gonna cut it and weld it myself. To make this fit, you do, if I can find the box, which is over here, you do need to take off the gas tank and relocate that, which I'll show you where I'm gonna relocate mine. Let me try and get this box, since my garage is a disaster with all the projects I have going on. So in this box I have, so this is the original exhaust. So what I'm just going to do is chop this part off of it and just make my own, but this has to come off. This is the exhaust, and then this is the top of the air cleaner box. As you could see, Must Clean air filter. And then this is attached to pretty much the air filter, and then where the carb goes is right here. That is a must. It will not fit otherwise. I already had this video recorded, but of course my GoPro decided to mess up the audio horribly. Every time I would move it, it would just make a sound, so it wasn't working at all. But the gas tank is right here. Where this is going to be mounted is roughly around there, in that area. And then you just run this line right here, or you'll probably have to get an elongated line. This line right here goes to, let me flip this over, this nipple on the gas tank. And most people just leave this one alone. That's just a breather, but it's going to be somewhere around there. So I did measure it in the direction, or in the video that I'd previously taken, and I believe it was, well, we'll just measure it again. From the end, it's about 13 and a half. Long. Height wise, it is roughly about 9, about 9.5. And depth was a foot, but that is also with the clutch. Forgot to mention, this clutch was pretty much the cheapest clutch that I got off of GoPowersports. It says It engages at 2200. I mean, I didn't even spend with everything. I also got the top plate for it. This guy right here. I mean, with the stage 1, the clutch, and the top plate, I don't even think I paid $100. So it's definitely very affordable from Go Power Sports. I mean, they have everything you need for a Predator motor, and then some. What I still need to do is, and this is only with X1s that I've seen at least, I had to flip the rear tire. So this sprocket was on this side. No, sorry, that's the brake rotor. Brake rotor was on, so the brakes were on the left, sprocket was on the right. I had to flip it since obviously the chain is going to be on the left-hand side. What I still have to do is I actually have to flip the front tire around. This should be on this side, but I kind of messed that up and have to drill out holes that I broke bolts on. But once the sprocket is on this side and these are out of the way, I'm not sure what those are. I think that's the maybe balance. I can then, in the back at least right now, I can, and I'll kind of show you a small mock-up here. I bought brand new calipers. It was a set of 2 with brake pads, and these actually come with brake pads in them. You can kind of see them in there. They're real small. But this will, for the most part, let's see, is this, this is the wrong one. I'm going to grab the other one. So this, yeah, here we go. This will, for the most part, go like, here, let me set you guys up so you can see this. This will pretty much fit roughly like that. There is a bracket that I still need to put on and bolt it down, but that'll roughly be like that. And that's for the rear. And then the front, once I get it correct, this should line, I'll probably need a spacer, but that should line up roughly about like that. I might have to figure out a little better way of doing that. I'm not exactly sure on how I'm going to do that yet, but again, I'll figure it out. It'll work somehow like that, or I'll just make a custom bracket. So along with custom making the engine mount here, which will be a 1/4-inch plate on this side, and then a 1/4-inch plate is going to be welded to this, and then obviously the motor bolted up to that. I'm going to use the gas tank holes, and the gas tank holes, there's going to be a bracket coming off of this, not, you know, maybe like an inch out, 1.5 out. And I bought this metal right here. Let me get it out. I bought this metal, not real expensive. I think this was a 1x1 by 2 foot. I got off metalsdepot.com. And this is going to be welded to that piece of metal that I put in this area. Going to be welded down. I'll probably weld a nut in the middle so that way I can screw it on, well, bolt it on. And then there's going to be, we'll just use this piece of metal for an example. I'll pretty much have a piece of metal like that going across the mounting points that were for the gas tank. That square piece will be welded onto this, and then this will just drill 2 holes and bolt it through there. So that's how I'm going to mount the motor. At least that's the easiest way to mount the motor and make it very secure to where it's not going anywhere. It does, for at least my application with the X1, with having that sprocket and the little sprocket there for the clutch. This is, and let's see if you could see it. If I can find a piece. So I don't know how well you can see that. Right there. See if it'll, of course it doesn't want to zoom. Well, it doesn't want to focus. But you could kind of tell it is a number 41 chain. I made it a little bit big. I got it off one of my buddies that he had it. He bought like 5 feet of it, or not 5 feet. He bought like 30 feet of it in case he was doing like mini bike projects or anything like that. But I took about, I think, roughly 6.5 feet just to be on the safe side, just because this is extended 6 inches. I mean, for the most part, that is it. One thing I did forget, with removing the governor, most people, 'cause this is the hole that the governor is usually in, but since I removed it, it's obviously not. Most people will drill and tap that. I don't know if I exactly want to drill and tap it, because then getting all those metal shavings out of the motor, and the location of where that is in the motor is just an absolute pain in the butt. It's above the crankshaft, and the crankshaft does not give you much room in any way, shape, or form to even get your hands in there. I mean, I definitely don't have small hands, but it doesn't give you much room at all. I know a lot of people drill and tap it. I'm probably not going to do that. I'll either go the getaway of JB welding it, or because it'll be under that top plate that I showed you that's over there. I might just take a bolt head and weld it on. I have no idea. Haven't thought that far yet. I morely want to right now get the motor mounted, which that metal hopefully will be here in about a week because it's coming from Kentucky. Once the metal comes in, I'll make another video and show you how all of that is. I mean, the hardest part, probably can't really see it a whole heck of a lot. I'll try and zoom it as much as I can. But from that sprocket, let me try and move my welding cart. From that sprocket to that one, trying to make that straight, I mean, to me, that kind of, I mean, it kind of looks straight. Where is it? I mean, it's real hard to see even zoomed in. But that's just the number one thing, is getting that lined up with that. Once I get that lined up, I will be able to weld the metal in, bolt it in place, bolt it, you know, just get it secured. I'll make the top mount and go from there. So I figured I'd just make a quick video of what I've done so far and how I plan on kind of mounting the motor. Again, haven't really seen any in-depth videos of someone putting a 212 on any pocket bike. It's more just the end result. So hope you guys like the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you when I make the next one.